Hey guys, Pretzelman945 here. Welcome back to another video. We're doing a review today, which is not something I've done in a while. I know a lot of my content lately has been tier lists, so, but that's just because I've been having a load of fun making tier lists, and those videos are like super easy to record, like one after another. I've made like 5 of them in like an hour, 2 hour setting. So honestly, with this, for today's review, we are going to be reviewing. So for those of you who don't know or haven't seen my video about my top 20 favorite movies, I absolutely love Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of Black Pearl. I think it's like number 16, something like that, in my favorite movies list. I don't remember the list off the top of my head exactly. But if you're interested, then go watch that video. And I've kind of been at least a little curious, because like there were 4 sequels, so it's basically 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and I was curious, and I was like, hey, let's watch the sequels. So, and I was gonna watch all 5, but then I found out the 4th one is on Hulu, and I have to pay for it, so I can't really watch that one right now. So instead, we're just going to be kind of doing a dual review of both Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, which is 2 and 3 respectively. So one of the things that this movie does is it introduces the villain of Davy Jones. And in my personal opinion, I think that Davy Jones is a fantastic villain. I think he has a really cool concept idea behind him. And I really, really love all the direction that they took with him. Of course, all your familiar characters return. You got Will Turner, Jack Sparrow, Elizabeth Swann. So, they're all alive and well in both of these movies. One big flaw, I will say, in Dead Man's Chest in particular, is it kind of has, like, maybe in like the first 45 minutes to an hour, there are like several moments that are just completely unexplained as to how they happen. Like, at the very start of the Dead Man's Chest, you see like Jack just wakes up in a coffin. Like, how did he get there? What's the explanation for that? And then like the next moment, Elizabeth like ran away and then she became a pirate. That's not explained either. And it's also not explained how Jack was piloting Black Pearl and they crashed on an island. He became this god in human form of the Peligostus or whatever they're called. So that's really one frustrating thing from Dead Man's Chest, is like there is a complete and utter lack of continuity between several key points in the story in like the first hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So I didn't love that. I really didn't. Honestly, I think that 3 was slightly better in general than 2, but I still think that they were very good movies. I don't think that they were as good as the first movie. And they had really cool action. Obviously, like I said, Davy Jones and his theme makes for an excellent villain, and his relationship with Calypso and all that. And I think that like the idea behind the Flying Dutchman and like the plot elements introduced with it were very, very unique. And obviously they brought back Barbossa, which was a fun little thing for the 3rd movie and whatever. But overall, I don't know how necessary a sequel to the first movie was. I think it could have easily been its own standalone movie. But I think that they introduced enough new ideas between the second and third movies to make them relevant enough to be like decent sequels that are worth watching overall. Like they introduced the idea of Davy Jones, of Calypso, and the Flying Dutchman. One thing I will say I didn't like about either movies is the character of Cutler Beckett. I realize that, like, he's supposed to be kind of unlikable, but that's not my primary problem. My primary problem is, like, what's his motivation, besides the fact that, like, he wants control of the seas and he's representing the king, because otherwise he's basically just emotionless. Like, that was definitely a big negative for me, was the character of Cutler Beckett. I think they could have made his character at least, like, more interesting, or given him something else to do, or something like that. I don't know. I just did not like the character of Cutler Beckett very much at all. So, one thing I will say that that was consistent throughout, like, both of these movies is the excellent musical standards set by Klaus Badelt. I assume it's the same composer. Both movies had such excellent, like, composition. In particular, like, the theme of Davy Jones is just, like, so depressing because of like what happened to him as a character and, like, his backstory and whatnot, which is another part of what I think makes Davy Jones an excellent villain. So yeah, I just wanted to make this quick little dual review. Overall, they both have, the second one had the third movie had much better pacing than the first one, even though it was longer. It had, like, better pacing because the second movie has a lot of continuity errors in, like, the first hour of the movie, which is not very good, but otherwise it's fine. Both movies have excellent action. Of course, they keep up the same musical standard. All of the characters are just fine. Of course, in Jack Sparrow, like, Johnny Depp just has some outright weird moments on screen, particularly in the third movie. But yeah, otherwise, he's a decent actor, and I still don't particularly like the romance idea between Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom, who I do think acts better. His role as Legolas was bad. I think his role as William Turner in these movies is better than Legolas. Yeah, honestly, the entire thing is pretty decent. The ending of the third movie didn't make the most sense, to be completely honest with you. But, maybe it'll make more sense once I watch the fourth one. Yeah, overall, I love the introduction to Davy Jones and the idea of Calypso and his backstory. I think that was excellent, and it was all executed to perfection, in my personal opinion. Like, probably the best thing I can say about either movie was Davy Jones and the idea behind him. So that is kind of my dual combo review for Dead Man's Chest and At World's End. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you later. Bye.